Good morning, my friends. Welcome back to my channel. It's Belinda here. And there's a new challenge afoot by the really talented digital designer, Joey Cardmaker. If you haven't seen his stuff, you're in for a treat. And if you have, then you know what I'm talking about. So he's launched a new monthly challenge running, I think, through Instagram. He's going to be releasing a set of freebies once a month, and they're going to have a color theme. Maybe you can tell what color it is for July. So this is the first month for this challenge, and he's calling it mashup challenge. And the hashtag here is, I'll pull it up in case you can't read from that far back. Hashtag mashupjoey. If you're making something with this kit, use that hashtag. The name of this kit is Purple Passion. So that tells you straight away what sort of colour we're working with. I have cut up some of the pages already, so I'm going to try and describe it. It's a set of 5 pages. This is the cover sheet for it, which is not included in the count of 5, but you can totally print it off, because I thought we can still use bits of that for collage, and I just wanted to show you, you know, at least this is as it printed out. So that's the cover sheet. This is the ephemera and the fussy cuts. Just pull it up a little bit for you to see. Look at the, I mean, I love this. It's so elegant, so beautiful. But they are all elegant and beautiful. Even the gentleman holding the bunch of flowers is a beautiful image. And the lilacs, I love lilac. So that's the ephemera page, and then there are 4 pages of background papers, if you like. So there's 2 different prints to a page. So they come, I don't know which order they're in. So you know, you'll print out your page and you'll have 2 side by side like that. So you can do with them what you would like to. So I have cut them all into their separate panels. So I have 1, 2, 3 at the full size of the original size when they were on the page. And then the remaining 5 patterns I have cut down to 4 by 6. So these 5, this one is my absolute favorite. It is divine. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I can cut it down. I just wanted to use it, but I can reprint. I was going to reprint a whole new set so you could see it all laid out as Joey designed it, but it's just way too cold in the office this morning to go and do that. I'll need to wait till this afternoon. So you're getting my bits, and then I've got these wonderful, you know, scrappy offcuts. Oh, just that bit, isn't that just beautiful? And would make a lovely just little bookmark, what am I saying, tag. Just, you know, give it a tag shape, back it with some paper, and you're good to go. It's just stunning. So they're my offcuts that we can, you know, use in collage and stuff. So my thought today, the challenge, I didn't actually explain really what the challenge is. I've said what it's called and what the papers are we're working with. But the idea is to take the kit and mix it with your own stuff if you want, and make something. Mash it all together. Mash it up, and let's all see what we can make with the same base materials. So, Joey made a beautiful folio. Really stunning. Did a beautiful job. It's over on Instagram if you want to go see that from Joey. My idea today is not new, but should be fun. And I think these papers are just going to be fabulous to work with. And you might guess, because I'm paper clipping this stack of 5 pieces together, what we're doing, I'm going to do stack and whack journal cards. And then I'm hoping, if we get time, that I can then make pockets from the remaining bits and pieces and some other bits out of my stash to pop the journal cards in. So first up, if you know this technique, most of you probably do, but I am going to tearing that beautiful flower. But I really wanted this is quite a darker print, and I wanted that contrast with the lighter patterns. So it was really important for me that I put it in the stack and whack pile. So just tearing it for a start into 3. I'll explain just in case you're new to this technique. It's been doing the rounds lately, and for good reason, because it is fabulous. So this middle section we're going to leave as is. So make sure you kind of keep your order going. It's quite critical to keep everything in order. So it does require you to be quite methodical in your approach. Okay, we're going to take the top piece, and I'm going to tear that in half-ish. Here I try and create interesting shapes. So I don't want straight, I want random shapes. And you will get bits where it doesn't tear the same. And we deal with that when we put it all together. And then the bottom piece we're going to take, and we're going to tear that in half as well. So I'm going to angle it the other way for fun. Okay, so we have 5 pieces of 5 different papers, and then you need a base to work with. And so I've pre-cut bits of coffee dyed paper. So I have just a coffee dyed plain bit of paper, and then some coffee dyed diary pages, which need to go that way up. So now I'm just going to shift these to the side. I do need to just pop an extra paper clip on these loose piles, just to, you know, so I don't lose any or get out of control. Right, popping them aside in their correct order, and I'm going to lay out my 5 pieces here. Hopefully I can get them all in camera, because they're a bit bigger than would it work better if I did sideways? Maybe like that. Is that all in frame? That one's a bit curly, isn't it? I think we can get away with that. If it kind of goes off the edges, I do apologize, but I'm trying to work out how to best to do it. Right, so that's not really going to work for me doing different directions. Okay, back to the drawing board on that one. I'm going to switch them back around this way, and we just might have to be a bit off camera. But I think I'll get confused if I've got one that's a different orientation to the others. So we might be a little bit off camera, but that's okay. So taking your first, either you start at the top, one of the top corners, or one of the bottom corners, and then work your way whichever direction you're going. Don't try and match them randomly, because it will get horribly confusing. Right, so I'm just taking from the top and laying them out where they go on each card. Like so, and then take the next bundle. So this is the top right, and you start the next one over. So I started on this one, so this time I'm going to start here, and this is what makes sure that you get a different pattern for each piece on each card. So here, and then we're back to the beginning with the last piece, like so, in the middle piece. So we'll be starting on the 3rd card. Trying to separate them. And this one, I'm trying to wonder whether I'm going to ink around them or not. This one, and then this last piece will be on the 2nd one. So see how that pattern goes? Just really easy way to make sure that you get them all laid out nicely with all 5 patterns on each piece. I'm thinking I won't ink, just purely to save a bit of time, because I'm hoping to get a reasonable amount done today in this video, and inking's just going to suck up a bit more time. Right, last piece. So we're starting on our last card here down at the bottom of my mat, which is probably mostly off camera. And then back to the start and work our way through. So yeah, very easy. If you try sort of ducking and diving, you'll end up with spending a lot more time trying to, oh, I've got 2 of the pattern on that one. Where does that one go? And you'll like, just a nightmare trying to shift them around until you get the right balance. So methodical approach works a treat. Okay, from here, I am going to carefully give myself a bit of space to work, to glue. So I'm just pulling those ones up above my mat, and we'll work on this one to start with. So again, when you're gluing, start in one corner and work your way through the rest, because you will have gaps and things because they don't all tear exactly the same. And if you try and do like glue on the top then on the bottom and try and work in towards the middle, you'll end up with weirdness going on. And for most of you, that's probably not new news. Like you'll be, yep, I get the idea, we've seen it, we know how it works. But just in case there's any newbies, because we're all new at one point and we all know what it's like to be new and be confused by something because we've never seen it before. Right, so this one up here, trying to line it up as best I can, but at the same time not being too concerned about if there's some gaps, because gaps will happen, I promise you that, as we get through the layers, because this one had the funny, this first stack had the funny little piece out the front, but on the top layers it didn't. So it's definitely going to cause some gaps as we go through. Right, blue page is getting a bit gluey because it wasn't a fresh one when I started. So yes, I think today is the most wintry day that we've had so far. It is a proper winter day. It's cold, like really cold. And I don't know whether it's cold in its own right. I haven't checked what the temperature is. Or whether it's just because it contrasts with the quite mild weather we had for the last week or so. But it is right cold. And there's gusts of wind that come through, southerly wind, which is a cold wind, because what lies to the south of New Zealand? Antarctica. So when we get southerly winds in winter, it's coming from a very cold place. And when those gusts of wind come through, the house creaks and shudders, so they're quite forceful today. Took me by surprise because we don't normally get that kind of violence. I mean, you can get it, we have had it, but not typically. Yeah, when the house shudders and shakes and creaks and go, wow, that's a bit unpleasant out there. And I have to go out in it this afternoon, which is not thrilling me greatly. Normally I park out on the road and then walk up the long driveway, and then we're standing outside for a while, and it's like, it is off and on raining out there. That does not appeal to me today, but however, we do what we have to. Okay, so that's first one done. So we've got a few little gaps here, just little peeps, which I don't mind, and that's the benefit of using the coffee dyed paper, because it, you know, just kind of blends in really. Inking is another good way to get rid of any gaps that you don't like that are showing too much. Right, these will curl because of the glue stick, but nothing that can't be fixed by putting them under a stack of books or under my mat here when they're done. So yes, I was really enjoying the milder temperatures, but that has come to an end for now, and it's just miserable out there. All the cats are inside, all 3, so you know, Kelly normally goes back out and doesn't hang around, but she's hanging around today. And she had big cuddles with me this morning. in my arms until I was like, Kelly, darling, I really need to go to the bathroom. So, much to her displeasure, I put her in the armchair beside me and got up and went to the bathroom, and she went up into the cat bed behind the curtains, where it's actually cold behind the curtains. It's not warm, but at least it's out of the rain and stuff. And she occasionally growls if Snuggles makes a noise or moves a curtain or something. She growls because she's like, leave me alone, don't chase me. I want to be inside with my mummy, which is me. I'm the mummy. Yeah, so it's really nice to have her inside, and I hope she stands her ground, which for now is all good. Snuggles has gone into her box of paper, so she'll be there for a good while, I think. It's really low. It's almost empty of paper now, and it's a big tall box, so it's hard for her to get in and out of now. So I thought, oh, has she reached the point where she doesn't want to get in it because it's too hard? But no, she's just literally gone in while I was talking, just not long after I started this video. So she should be there for a good while. So it should be very peaceful. And Puss, he might have gone outside for a pit stop, but he was going to play with Snuggles. He's fascinated by her going in the box, and so he was up beside the box and looking in, but she's probably too far down for him to give her a few bops on the head, which he likes to do. Right, so we've done 2. Let's crack on through these. So that's what's happening with the cats. Nothing much, a lot of sleeping. And I guess Puss will be back in very soon and resume his sleeping on the back of the couch. Or maybe in front of the fire if he's got a bit chilled from being outside. There's not a lot of flesh on him now, our old boy. He's very skinny, very worryingly skinny, but he's still very active. Acts like a complete loon at times, particularly when we're trying to go to sleep. He decides it's playtime, makes all the noise he can. And lately, he's such a toad. Over the long weekend that we've just had, we were getting up later, so we would get up. I was getting up anywhere between 6:30 and 7 or 7:30, and hubby was getting up later. And normally Puss is fed at like 6:30 in the morning, or even 6 o'clock. And so he's taken to rebelling against our tardiness, our sleepiness of not getting up at the appropriate time. And so he comes into the bedroom, and my husband keeps a torch, just a little torch about that big and about that round, LED torch beside his bed, and he's taken to knocking it off and batting it around. And it's quite a heavy torch because it's metal, and he bangs it into the cupboard and makes a whole lot of racket along with meows. And then if that doesn't work, if that doesn't elicit a response of the desired sort, then he'll get up on the cupboard and just like, meow. It's like, come on, get up now, feed me now. Such a ratbag. And so at that point, I'm awake. I don't like staying in bed once I'm awake because I get uncomfortable and I just feel gross if I do. So I've been getting up, over the long weekend. I was getting up at that point. I'd feed him, make myself a coffee, light the fire, and, just have however long until hubby got up of just doing whatever. Sometimes I'd watch YouTube, sometimes I'd play on my tablet, play a game or something. Sometimes I'd just spend the whole time replying to comments on YouTube or checking social, the general stuff that people do just to ease into the day. So yeah, Puss has become very demandy if we're not up. at his expected time for his breakfast. These are looking fantastic. See a few gaps. I don't know if you can see the gaps there. Not worried about them. I think the coffee dyed paper is doing a perfectly fine job. Right, so when I trimmed down the diary pages to make my bases, I made sure I chopped off the dates on the diary because they are just annoying. Because it's not old, it's from last year, the diary. I buy them up in the sales when they're trying to clear them out, you know, from mid-year onwards when they sell them super cheap, because not many people are looking for a diary that's already halfway through. But great source of paper, and this brand in particular, the paper is thicker than copy paper. I'm not sure what weight, but it's really nice paper and it's interesting. So I like to use it for coffee dyeing and using on bases and things. For a whole 365-day diary, plus the extra pages that they put in diaries, for like 47 cents, that's a winner in my book. Cheap paper, guys. Look out for those sales. We're coming up to that time of the year where they'll be starting to go, okay, this is dead stock, let's just hock it off for whatever we can get. So when I do my groceries on Friday this week, I might have a wee look and see if they've got any out yet. I saw some, when was it? A couple of weeks ago I saw some, but they were still wanting like $5 to $10 for them, and I'm like, nah, I'm not paying that for a diary that's almost half over, and I'm not buying a diary like that at that price to use the paper out of for my journaling. Nope, that's too expensive. I want like $1 or less, please. And depending on the diary, if it's a really, really good one, if it's got lots of interesting factors that I can use, like the cover I can reuse and things like that, then I might go up to $2. But generally it's $1 or less is what I'm after. I'm cheap, aren't I? I'm really cheap. Or should I say thrifty? Thrifty's a much better word, isn't it, than cheap? To describe a person anyway. Right. One more to go, and then we can look at decorating some of these. We'll decorate one and then maybe look at the pockets. I'd like to get a pocket done. Would be nice. How are we doing on time? Are we doing okay? We are okay for now. Although it's that second half of the video that time runs away on me. So try not to go over today. I can only but try. If I fail, well, I'll just try again in the next video to not go over. I might have to do a purple journal. I've done one purple journal. I did one earlier this year or last year. I can't even remember. Might have been last year. And I've only ever done one purple journal. So maybe I need to revisit a purple journal. It could be fun. Put it on the list of ones to do. I need to actually make a proper list. I've got a mental list, which I forget half of constantly. If not more than half. So I actually should keep a list of the journal ideas that I want to do. Because I do sometimes think, oh, what am I going to do now? What journal do I want to make? And I've had heaps of ideas, and some of them I've even got stuff that I've prepared, you know, got sitting, like my bee journal, for example. And just when I'm thinking of what I'm going to do next, I forget. It's just like I forget that I want to do an owl journal or a bee journal or a purple journal. And so then I just do something else. It's always ideas. More ideas than there is time. That's for sure. And I'm betting you're pretty similar, because that's how it goes in this creative world. I feel like I've done a lot of talking and my throat is getting a bit scratchy. So I'm going to pause in a moment and have a wee sip of my drink. I've got apple and blackcurrant this morning because I was going to make a coffee and then it was like, no, I need to have something different from coffee. I feel like I need a change because I'd had 2 coffees already. And if I have something different now, then I can have another coffee before lunch. And then after lunch, it's tea. Right, so apple and blackcurrant. Let's have a wee sip. Oh, it's lukewarm, but it's okay because it's nice when it's cold as well. Okay, so we have our 5 Stack and Whack journal cards. And aren't they pretty? Aren't they pretty as? Right, I think this is the first. Is that the first one? Which paper did I start with? No, this is the first one. Is it? What paper did I start with, my friends? I'm looking for the driest one is what I'm thinking, and I grabbed them off and then mixed them up, and now I'm like, which one's the driest? It's not that one and it's not that one because they were the 2 last ones I did. So process of elimination, it's one of these 3. I honestly don't remember. Maybe it's this one. Okay, well, we'll just take this one. I want it to be dry because I want to round the corners. I should not have mixed them up when I grabbed them off the side of my desk there, and then it would have been fine. But never mind. On we go. Right, so I think I'll go round all the corners on all of them. But I'm just going to, I think, decorate this one. So I'm looking at this page of ephemera that goes with the kit. I'm actually kind of tending towards this guy here. He's very dapper. Let's just cut him out. I have got a few other bits and pieces grabbed out of my stash that I thought we could weave into something somewhere along the line that I think will complement. Right, I'm just going to cut up the side of those butterflies. Those butterflies are actually on a background, so they're all one piece, but you could equally cut them out and use them as individual pieces. So options there. It's on a slightly sort of greyish or creamish background, which means if you do fussy cut them out individually, that they've you can leave a bit of a border and it's not stark white. Okay. Feel like I want to mat him with something. Do I want book page? That's not big enough, that piece. Oops. Doesn't want to tear straight that direction. Just want little bit. Right, just a little bit. And if it doesn't show all the way around but ducks in and out, I think that's even better, because I don't want to cover over all this prettiness in the background. We're going to cover a lot. I just want It's almost like a frame, a very distressed frame. Okay, can I... Hopefully that's okay where I tore it. Oh yeah, okay. Now I do want to ink it, but do I want to ink it in purple? Or is that a bit too much purple? No, I think I'm going vintage photo. I don't want to run the risk of just like it being too much, if you know what I mean. Purple ink would be an option, but just might be that step too far. Just maybe. So I'm just being careful as I do this because I don't want to rip this paper now that I've carefully torn it to size. So I encourage you, if you're on Instagram, pop along to Joey Cardmaker on Instagram. Check out the challenge. Go and grab yourself the freebies from his Ko-fi shop. And just have a play and see what you come up with. You can do stack and whack as well. I don't mind if you do stack and whack. Or if you come up with something different. Yeah, just little peeps of that book page I think is absolutely perfect. So I'm going to use tacky glue. Always happens, doesn't it? Before the end of the video I'm abandoning the glue stick and I'm turning to the tacky glue. Just, oh, I hope you didn't hear my tummy gurgle then. That's just my drink going down. Okay, and I'm just going to add a bit of ink just on the edges where it pops over the book page. I probably should have inked all around the image, but I didn't, so just get those bits where it sticks out past the book page. Don't want to cover these beautiful flowers, but I can reprint them, it's okay. So let's pop that there. Getting all those little points of the torn paper. Okay, let's give it a smooth out there. Make sure it's all stuck down. So I will be distressing the edges on the front and back as well. Okay, and something up here, do we want a little butterfly? Let's have a look at this wee butterfly here. No, butterflies aren't just a feminine thing. There's plenty of men that love and appreciate butterflies. My husband loves to photograph butterflies like I do. They're quite a challenge to photograph too, the way they flit around, so you kind of spend ages chasing them and waiting for them to just land for a moment. Now I'm thinking I might want, oops, sorry about the clatter, to give this a kind of a kiss cut. So I'm not going right up to the image, I'm just leaving a bit of a border. Very uneven border, but that's okay. Concentrating, talking and concentrating. Hard to do, even for a woman. Yes, I said it. Any men out there watching? It's true, it is difficult to do. And depending on state of being in terms of tiredness or distraction or what have you, or how many things are going on in the woman's brain, what they're worrying about, whether it's children or family or budget or schedule or whatever, sometimes it's just hard to keep all those things going in your brain at the same time. Little butterfly there. What else do I want? Do I want to layer up anything else? We've got a cool little number snippet here, or some fun little labely bits. Or what do I have in my stash? We've also got this cover sheet, which we could, you know, take some bits out if we wanted to. So we could use, like, there's the number there and some the label bits in smaller version, and the butterflies even smaller. I think I might try this number. I'm not sure if it's what I need, but we'll go for it. Cut it out and then we can see. Well, I like that down there. I'm going to put that down there. It's not what I intended. I was looking at layering up with the butterfly, but I like it down there, so I'm going to just pop it down there. Maybe I need a bit of fabric or textile under the butterfly. I did have some lace sitting on my desk. It's not purple per se. It is beetroot dyed. But I thought it might work, and I just had a scrap of it. Just a thin scrap. So maybe we'll look at that and see whether it will work or not. It might not. No, it's kind of pinky reddy. Let's just take a wee bit off there. We can totally get away with that. It's not purple, but it gives some interesting, it's quite close to this actually, funnily enough. Makes this look more pinky than purple. Colour is funny, isn't it? It can change depending what you put next to it. Yep, I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to, which side do I want? There's actually more colour on this side, so I'll do this side. What was I saying? See, the thoughts, they're just escaping me. They come into my brain, and then before I can actually get to say them, they're gone. Just going to use tacky glue on this, and hopefully it will be sufficient. Should be. There's some good surface area there to glue down on that particular bit of lace. It's a bit of old lace curtain. Ink around the butterfly, I think. Just inking the antenna off on to the side there. Okay. Right. Which way round do I want it? Doesn't matter, just pop it down, girl. Glue it on. So, using the elements of the kit, the papers, and just adding a little extra piece if you want to, totally not necessary. I'm just going to trim those off a little bit. They're a little bit hairy. You have something beautiful. I love that. ink around, and we're good to go. Okay, how are we going on time? We've got time to do a pocket. So let's turn now to look at doing a pocket. I'm not going to do a stack and whack pocket. I think that would be like too much of a good thing. If that's a possibility, I think it would be too much of a good thing. So we're just going to do I think a single paper pocket, or do we want a collage? Just a different type of collage. Choices. So let's grab out some of these other bits of the background papers. I think this one, liking the look of this one. So I have done a vertical journal card. So, oh, I haven't cut that properly, but that's okay. We're probably going to turn it under anyway to reinforce the pocket. So my journal cards are 4 by 6, 4 inches by 6 inches. So we want to make this 4.5 to 5 inches, I think. Let's go 5, because that will give us an extra little bit of room to move. So another wonderful scrap. So I'm going to fold this top edge down, will be the top of our pocket, and we'll reinforce the top of the pocket. Now grab out a page here. This is a beetroot dyed bit of paper, just to look at the sizing. I'm wondering about doing gussets. Yeah, I'm going to do gussets. We've got time, so let's do gussets, and we've got space on this width of this paper to do gussets. So I'm just folding it in a little bit. And then on the bottom as well. Just eyeballing. I'm not being specific on measurement. Just as long as our piece still fits inside, and yes, it will. Awesome. Okay, so here, in case you don't know how to make a gusset pocket, we've done our folding. Now I'm going to cut out the corners on an angle, so mitering the corners. See that shape? So our fold line is here, and we've come inside and gone up to where the fold lines meet. Do that on both bottom corners and both top corners. Oops, I can't see my fold line. Where's it gone? There it is. So up here, and it takes the bulk out. So you haven't got this weird bunching thing happening if you take the corners out. Right, so this is our top edge of our pocket, so we're going to glue that down. Like so. And then this bottom gusset on the pocket goes over top of the side ones. Okay, quite important that if you put it underneath when you slide something in, it's more likely to hit against that and not go all the way to the bottom. Whereas if you put it over top of your side gussets, then your side gussets are going to help lift it away from the inside, and you're more likely to slide your piece all the way to the bottom. I know I've said that recently in other videos, but again, just in case there's newbies or returning people and forgetting, you know, we take breaks and we come back to a hobby and we forget sometimes all the little things, the little details. So it never hurts to have a refresher on things. And I think I will use my beetroot. Do I want beetroot, or do I want to put it on a coffee dyed page? think it's not bad on the pink, is it? Oops. Put him head first in the pocket. That'd be funny. Yeah, let's just use the pink. Okay, I do think I'll take a little thumb notch out. Just a very, very shallow hint of one. Oops. Put the lid on my ink a bit prematurely there. Okay, so let's glue it onto my page. And I might want to go more in this outside corner, or do I want to center it? I need to make up my mind which way round I want it. So probably want to leave room in case I want to put lace. I'm going to center it. Okay, decision made. Belaboring the issue. There's a way to make a mountain out of a molehill, or a meal out of a snack. I can do it. Totally can do it. Okay. So glue on the 3 flaps, which are the gussets, and then make sure that bottom one is over top of your sides. Just going to bring it up just a smidge from the bottom of the page. I'm not going to put it right at the bottom. And give it a good press, make sure it glues down nicely. And now we can decorate our pocket. Pretty. Right, another sip of my drink. It's probably cold now. I think this one, this lovely vase of, or jar, I think it's a jar of flowers. Gosh, I've gone quiet. Run out of steam on the talking anyway. Whew. Okay, book page, I think. Where did I put the... Oh, well, no, that's probably not enough unless I just want a little edge under it. Fighting with it. Oh, I actually quite like that, just a little edge. So it was enough. Let's remember to ink the image this time. It has got a paler background, so I think inking is a bit more important on it than the image of the gentleman, which had that lovely coloured darker background. This says at the bottom, it says, I'm so hungry. It's like, Subliminal messaging, because it's only 11 o'clock and suddenly I feel hungry. Wonder where that came from. Okay. Glue that on. Gosh, my friends, I'm so sorry. I've just gone so very quiet. Just away with fairies or something, I don't know. Strap on some fairy wings and call me good. I'm tired too. I lay in bed this morning. Hubby flicked the light on when it was time to get up, and I lay there with my eyes shut, just like, oh, do I have to get up? You know, one of those rare mornings where I was like, I don't know if I just want to get out of bed yet. But, however, I did. Oh, Puss just came back in. He was out a lot longer than I thought he would be, because it's very unpleasant outside. He's headed straight to the fire. Not surprising. Warm up his old bones. It's pretty there. And I'm thinking about adding a word from the Junk Journal Studio from Spring Bounty, because there are purple words. Purple. So I just want to look for the right word that kind of joyful could work. Inspirational. This made me giggle. Frogs. I was just thinking, you know, our handsome prince, the princess kissed him. Oh, Puss found a bit of paper on the floor, and now he's chasing it around the lounge. Did you lose it under the chair? Gosh, that didn't last long. Delightful. Oh, I'm not putting it there, am I? Is purple too much? Do I need to like go? No, don't need green. I think purple is fine. Delightful. Inspirational. It's a bit big. Okay, put that one back. Joyful. I like delightful. Let's go delightful. Give it an ink. Oh, better put that lid on for a moment when I'm not using it. Did you bring the cold inside with you, Puss? Suddenly my legs feel very cold. Did he create a draft when he came through the cat door? Or maybe the fire needs tending to. That's probably more the point. Okay. So yeah, Spring Bounty for these words. Just pop that down there. Pretty. And that's our pocket. Ready for our somewhat curly journal card. Just give it a bit of a bend back the other way. We just got the top of his head peeping over top of the pocket. We've got a beautiful butterfly. And then out of one of my kits, I have some tags. Now, this is lilac here. It's kind of more pinky. But I was wondering, oh, maybe I can use the guillotine on it actually. Just to kind of add something else in the pocket, whether this would be big enough. I'm not sure that it is, but we can't tell until we cut it out. So let's just do that quickly. We'll try and do it quickly. Oops, I didn't get that straight. Oh, no, still off. Goodness gracious. That's better. Third time's the charm, obviously. Right, let's see if we can do better on this side. Oh, I know what I do have to tell you. Hubby and I have joined the gym. I haven't been to the gym for quite a while. No, I'm going to cut that with scissors. And hubby gets access to the gym through his work. And so he decided to sign me up as well. So we've both got 6-month memberships to the gym, and we had our first time at the gym last night. So we had tea, we waited a while for our dinner to settle, and then we headed off to the gym. Ran into one of our friends there, which was lovely. Don't see him very often, so yeah, saw him and did some exercise. I know, am I a true crafter? I did exercise. We could pop that in the front there, but we also don't need it. I don't think we need it. I think that's just fine. This does need to be inked. Yeah, so I did 23 minutes, 10 minutes on the treadmill and 13 minutes on the exercycle. I felt good. And my knees sore, but apart from that, it was great. Yeah. So we'll have a night off tonight and then probably back again tomorrow. We want to go like 3 times a week-ish. We shall see. I actually like going to the gym. It's fun. Okay, so that's my project. So the hashtag, just to remind you, mashupjoey. If you want to pop along to Joey Cardmaker's Ko-fi shop and pick up this freebie, 5 pages, 6 if you count the cover sheet, for Purple Passion, and then see what you can make with it. And I know he would love and really appreciate seeing what you make with it. I mean, you don't have to share it, but he would love to see it if you wouldn't mind. Yeah, if you aren't on Instagram, I'll put the links in the description box below for Joey. You can still go along to Ko-fi and grab the freebie, and if you want to share what you've made but aren't on Instagram, then feel free to pop it into my Facebook group, Visual Vibes, and use the hashtag in my Facebook group, because Joey is a member of my Facebook group as well. So that's another way that he can get to see it if you'd like to show him. I'm sure he would love if you did that. So a couple of ways there that you can show him what you've made. If you use these beautiful papers, they are fun, and I'm looking forward. I'll finish off the rest of them. Obviously I won't be doing that right now, but I'm looking forward to next month's kit and what we get to work with then. Thank you so much for these papers, Joey. They are super fun. Yeah, great little challenge. I'm looking forward to the rest of them. So take care, everybody. Have a great day, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another video, and maybe I will see you then. Okay, bye for now.